This is Nick with Bill Brothers Roofing. Started my inspection at 1345 Wyngate Point. We are on top of a concrete S-tile roof. We got a leak coming from this section of the roof. Obviously, we have a bunch of solar panels that we're going to have to deal with. So I'm going to point out a few things on that section, but I'm going to go ahead and just inspect the rest of the roof just so that the homeowner understands kind of what the condition is and where they're at as far as life expectancy goes on this roofing product. So right off the bat, you can see that the majority of the penetrations, the sealant around those penetrations start to wear away. So anytime it rains, water, moisture comes down these pipes, and it's going to end up getting into the property itself. We can see that we have these big dormer vents over here also. Now these dormer vents are always very susceptible to leaks, and typically the first area of the roof that will start to leak. So we like to replace those with O'Hagan exhaust vents. Those are more low profile vents, a lot less likely to leak, a lot easier to waterproof. We can see that it looks like when they did the solar that they might have replaced those dormer vents with another type of ventilation system underneath the panel itself. So I'm gonna try to poke my head into the attic and see if maybe that's where this leak is coming from. There's a good chance that's probably where it is. But anyway, I'm gonna point out a few other things on this roof. So we can see we have some slip tiles over here as well. And all this underlayment has been exposed for quite some time. So you can see all the original underlayment that's just been getting beat up from the weather, and this stuff is literally just kind of crumbling at my fingertips. I'm gonna go ahead and just push these back up for the homeowner once I'm finished with this inspection video, and hopefully that'll mitigate any kind of leaks from happening in the future. But I pulled this tile just to show what the real condition of this underlayment is. You can see just how worn this product is. You can see how rusted out these nails are as well. Then you can also see just kind of how brittle it is too. This stuff is kind of just crumbling in my fingertips. So typically, you know, good underlayment, fresh underlayment, new underlayment is going to be very coarse, very gritty, very granular to the touch, and this product really is none of those. So these are all telltale signs that the product has gone past its life expectancy. Typical underlayment on a home like this is going to last around 25 years, and I know this home has gone past that as well. You can also see that we have a bunch of mortar caps that we're going to be dealing with. A lot of that mortar is starting to wear away also. A lot of it's starting to crack. You can see all these tiles are starting to slip as well. So just something to be aware of. We also notice how tight these valleys are. So when it is time to redo this roof, I want to open these valleys up. I want water and debris to flow freely off of these valleys. You can see how dirt will end up accumulating in the valley itself. And what ends up happening is instead of water just flowing off of it freely, it'll end up diverting into areas of the roof that it's not supposed to. So that isn't something else that we want to address also. So as far as where this leak is coming from, so the leak is coming from right around here in this section. But there's no way for me to really tell what's going on without actually taking these panels off and inspecting it that way. Typically what's happening is there might be a leak coming from one of those penetrations, and it's been going on for quite some time, and now it's just kind of rearing its head. So what we'll have to do on this section is do a lift and reset basically. We're going to lift all these panels up, lift all these tiles up. We'll redo the underlayment on this whole section all the way to the ridge line down to the end of the roof. We'll go with 2 layers of UDL 40 underlayment on this product, on this property. There's typically probably 1 layer of like a UDL 30 that's on here right now. So we're going to use a thicker, stronger, more durable underlayment, and we're going to double it up for them. And then once that's complete, and then we'll go ahead and come back and obviously reinstall these solar panels. What I'm thinking as far as solar panels go, we're going to have to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them to ensure that we're understanding exactly what's going on in this section, and to make sure that all the racking is done properly. But once that's done, we shouldn't have any more problems. But I'll go ahead and poke my head in the attic one more time just to kind of get an idea of where the leak is coming from if I can't see it. But again, you'll notice all the penetrations. You see all that sealant's wearing through. We got some broken tiles over here also. So there's more than likely a leak coming from that section as well. So I guess what I'll end up doing is just kind of quoting a few things. I'll end up quoting this entire roof plane for us to come out, remove these panels, redo the roof plane. I'll quote just the repair on this section, and then I'll give the homeowner an idea of what it would look like to replace the whole thing as well. Because again, if this roof is more than likely past 25 years old or so, maybe 30 years old, that's right at the time when it's time to replace the roof. That's it for my inspection.